Hey everybody, and welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Adult. I'm Jim Williams, and it is a very special edition. It is the AVN edition, and I know, Glenn, you have been at the show. You're going to go back. You've talked to some of the most outstanding stars in the business out there. Let's talk first about what exactly is AVN.
Greetings, Jim, and greetings to all of our 35,000 listeners.
And counting.
And counting and growing every day. We're so happy to have you with us. So yeah, let's start with what is AVN. AVN stands for Adult Video News. They have been sort of the Academy Awards of the business for the last 40 years or so. And every year they have sort of a combination of award show / annual gatherings. So it's kind of like the winter meetings in baseball, maybe. Mm-hmm. All of the adult talent descends upon the city of Las Vegas, and then they can meet their fans. And then we producers like myself can also meet all of the stars that we don't maybe already know. The agencies will introduce them to us. And so a lot of companies have presence out here, and you know, you can find out about the new innovations in the industry. It's a very exciting time. And then on Saturday night, we have an awards show where they give out things like Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Female Performer, Best Sex Scene, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And they have a big red carpet ceremony as well. I am a multiple winner of AVN Awards. This year, I'm up for 4 nominations or 3 nominations. I forget. I'm up for Best Web Director, or that's what the thing was last year, but they changed the titles of the awards every couple of years. And I forget, it's like Best Niche Director or something now, but I'm up for that. I'm Best Director, okay? Wow. And also Best Fetish Series and Best Fetish Release and maybe Best Website. Those are usually the ones that I'm up for. And every once in a while, I win something. But being honest, doesn't quite mean as much to me as it once did because, you know, I've already won a few awards. And I'm more interested in the young performers, the ones that are in their 2nd, 3rd, 4th years in the business, who winning an award would really make their careers and take them to the next level. So I went to the show and I walked around and just let random people grab me for the most part. So it was a fun way to do it. And I got some unbelievable interviews. Now, one thing I got to apologize about real quick is that, and I'm sure you guys understand, you walk around the show, it gets louder and louder and louder in there as the day goes on. And the AVN people were kind enough to tell me I could use the press room, but the press room is no quieter than the show itself. So you're going to hear a lot of background noise here, but I'm impressed with my little Tascam device. I think you're going to be able to hear all the interviews pretty well. Yeah, so we're going to do this in 3 or maybe 4 parts. Because we can only fit so many interviews into one podcast. And every time I would go up to a girl, I would say, I'm just going to grab you for 5 minutes. And sometimes we did keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. And then sometimes there was just somebody that had a lot to say. And we went up to as much as 10 to 12 minutes. So you'll see we're going to get them all in. Jim, we're going to start with an interview that I did with Saya Song. Okay, so we are here with my first interview of AVN. It's the great Saya Song. Saya Song, everybody. Okay, so Saya, you have been sort of gone for a while, and then you came back, and then you were gone for a while, and then you came back and gone for a while. What's your current status?
I'm currently active in the industry, just going back and forth between Los Angeles and Michigan, doing my own thing.
Okay, when you say doing your own thing, what does that mean? It
means I make my own content and I sell that on the internet while I'm not shooting, so I have an income while I'm not out in LA, and then I just make trips every couple months to LA and get my shoots done, and it seems to be working out for me pretty well.
So where can people see these clips of yours?
exokittysia.manyvids.com and onlyfans.com/sayasong.
Okay. So ManyVids, and then what kind of stuff can they see on ManyVids?
Oh, I have everything from solos to boy-girl scenes. I actually really would like to get into doing a little more fetish stuff like domination stuff. But that will be a new direction for 2019. So looking to branch out just a little bit.
Maybe we can make that happen. We've tried a couple times, just things haven't quite aligned, but maybe they can. Okay, one more question for you. Now, this is the big one, because you are outspoken, and it's one of the things that makes you great. So let's pick something, one of the topics that you're outspoken on. Do you have one that you are raging about these days, or do you want me to go back and pull something into my head for you to talk about here?
Oh, let's pull something.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
So let's talk about labeling people in categories over here. It's something you're very passionate about.
It is, because, labels are really interesting. Like, everyone seems to have to, fit into a niche, otherwise they don't get work, even if they are great performers or are really beautiful or whatever, and it can be hard to work against certain labels, especially when girls get to a certain age.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing, because people automatically want to label them MILFs once they get to a certain age, when we all know that's not true.
And your main beef that I've seen you talking about is you're Asian, so you're classified as being Asian, and you feel like that can sort of throw you into a box.
It can. I get booked for a lot of strictly Asian movies. I try not to do anything that's too racial. I understand Asian can just be a descriptor sometimes, so that I kind of just go with it. But nothing too heavy on the racial play.
Okay, but I mean, just to clarify here, your real anger is against the companies that want to make a video called Slant-Eyed Sluts No. 4.
Yeah.
The companies maybe that are making beautiful Asian doms or something like that. It's a label, but it's a complimentary label. I don't know. Is that different in your mind, or is it just still throw me in a box?
It is different. There's a way to be tasteful about interracial sex, and there's a way to just be kind of ignorant about it in the way that you describe it. And I think that it's good to be more sensitive about those things and not try to perpetuate the harmful stereotypes while still catering to those people who want to see, interracial stuff.
Very well said. So do it tastefully, do it the right way, producers. All right, what's your social media? Tell everybody where to find you.
You can find me at Savage Saya on Twitter and Saya on Instagram.
There you go. All right, thank you so much. Saya Song, everybody.
Glenn, that was pretty interesting. I got to tell you, she really does bring home the importance of not being categorized. And I think that's really at the end of the day, what she really wants out of it. But fascinating stuff. Who's next?
Yeah, absolutely. And I did ask a lot of other talent, especially since I interviewed multiple Asian talents, about whether, how they feel about being put in the box. Next up is somebody who's absolutely amazing. Her name is Holly Hendrix. She was the 2017 AVN Best New Starlet, and that award usually leads to a stellar career and a lot more awards to come. My personal belief is that if you look at her overall body of work, she's the best overall performer in the business today. And I'm just talking about if you watch a video, you watch her have sex on film, you see intensity, passion, uninhibited wildness. She's a lot of fun. All right, everybody, back with another interview at AVN. This time is with an absolute superstar, the great Holly Hendrix. You may know her as AVN's Best Newcomer of the Year a couple of years ago. And, I can't read that because my glasses. Oh, it says 2017 Best New Starlet. So, and I am on record as saying I think she's the best overall performer in the business today. And I'm very excited to say that I shot her finally for a scene this week. So, all right, start off here, Holly. What's going on with you? What's new with you?
Hi, everyone. So I am at AVN 2019. It's my 4th AVN. Today, or this year, I am nominated for 4 different awards, which includes Best Anal Sex Scene, Best Group Sex Scene, Favorite Female Performer, and another one I really don't remember, guys, but but I'm nominated.
Yes. And that's cool, and it's big stuff. So I think you're the most passionate player in the game. And I think it's kind of a throwback to the way performers used to be, where they just attack the cock.
Yeah.
Is this like a conscious choice on your part, or is this just you letting it fly when you get on set?
This is who I am. I am the cock destroyer. It's my job to use the cock and show everyone in the world what I can do with a cock. My favorite thing to do is just to impress my fans and to make sure that they're coming back for more and to make the most memorable scene, so that they don't forget my name, they don't forget the scene, they want to come back for more. That's what it's all about. I want to see guys want more.
So I don't want to embarrass you here, but you're known for colorful antics at these shows here. A few things have gone wrong here and there. Just run us down some of your greatest hits at shows. You got tossed out of the
Exotica. I actually took a photo with a girl that ended up taking her pants down.
Kimberly Shee?
Yeah, she was wearing a thong when she asked me for a picture. But little did I know she was going to move it to the side whenever I kneeled down next to her asshole. I had no idea she was going to move it over. So they ended up kicking both of us out. And I'm like, I wasn't even nude, though. She was. Either way, it was a fun experience. And they let me back in. And it was a laugh.
You still love Kimberly anyway.
I love Kimberly.
Okay.
She's great.
Yeah, I do too.
There's no drama there.
Okay. What else? You've been, let's see. But there's controversy.
Well, during the AVNs, not last year, but the year before, they were calling my name for Best New Starlet. And I actually was in the bathroom chasing shots with 3 other girls. My manager came out. Holly, you need to get your ass out here. They're going to call your name on stage. So I ran out as fast as I could. As soon as I came out of the bathroom, they were calling my name. Actually winning Best New Starlet. So, that was a really fun moment because otherwise I would have been fucked and I wouldn't have gotten my award.
There you go. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for here. So you're transitioning your career a little bit, I think, because obviously when you got in the industry, you're 4'10" or so, maybe 4'10".
4'10".
In your heels, you're almost as tall as me, but you are, and you're about 80 pounds. So obviously you were getting, the real teeny bopper roles. But now you're evolving, and what's the next generation of, you're like David Bowie, who goes from one sort of character to the next. What's the next generation Holly
Oh my gosh, you just compared me to David Bowie. That is probably the biggest compliment I've ever gotten.
Absolutely.
I don't know. What's next for me? I think that I'm now playing more of a brat, more of a rebellious type teenager, type 20-year-olds, lots of stepdaughter stuff, less schoolgirl stuff. So I see myself growing up in the porn era instead of just being that tiny little teeny bopper that I always was, regardless of my tiny boobs. I love being myself on camera, which is that bratty little bitch, the naughty stepdaughter. I love that.
You did an amazing naughty stepdaughter scene yesterday.
Thank you.
So that was from my site, meanbitches.com. What happened in that scene? Do you remember from one day to the next year?
Well, for meanbitches.com, we did a lot of foot worship, which my fans absolutely love, my feet. We did a lot of ass worship, which of course I'm known for my ass and my anal scenes. Probably one of the best scenes I've ever done that, involved fetish. It
was a great scene. You played the stepdaughter who realized her stepdaddy was a foot pervert and then used that to enslave him. So people are going to love that scene when it comes out. And of course,
you gave me the chance to dom, too. I love that. My fans don't really see a lot of that because I don't have a lot of opportunity to dom because of my size and the way I look. I look like more of a submissive little girl than a girl that would, tell a guy what to do. I definitely don't look like that, but that's what guys like.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you can carry it off nicely, and
I love
the world of domination has changed a lot. And I actually take full credit for it because when I first got in the industry, there was no such thing as erotic female domination. Femdom consisted of women in corsets and leather and their hair pulled back in little buns, and they were angry all the time. And then I started saying, why don't we just have them use men as sex slaves? And really, let's try to find the ones that are really into sex and, that really enjoy having a man controlling him in that way.
You gave me a really good experience, Glenn. You really did. I really want to do more of that, just so I can see myself evolve and get better at dominating. It's something I've always dreamed of doing, but even though it's a big fantasy of mine, I'm not very, I can't say I'm excelling at it, but I'm getting there. I'm going to be there. I just need more opportunity so I can kind of, feel it and understand what I'm doing. I'm so used to subbing.
Yeah.
I'm so used to a guy or a girl doming me that it's hard to switch roles, but I do know what a sub likes. So that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's always been my theory, is that it's great. I can't take a vanilla girl and then maybe make a good dom out of her, but I can take a sub because the sub understands why the sub's enjoying in the scene.
Yes.
And you were great at that yesterday, and I'm glad to hear you say you enjoyed the scene, because we want to have you back. If we can get you to Vegas, always a challenge, then we can make you sort of a regular on the site. And I think there's so many different areas. Like maybe next time we won't make you a little brat. We'll put you in a business suit, and we'll have you at the office dominating a boss or something like that.
That would be nice. I really want to do your cuckold series.
Yes.
Very badly.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Because I've only done maybe 2 or 3 cuckold scenes, and I definitely want to see myself do more this year. This year, my goal is to show my fans that I can do a lot more than put 2 dicks in my ass at one time.
That's great.
I want to show more of an acting role. I want to show everyone that I can act and also enjoy my sexuality at the same time.
We had a pro wrestler on the podcast last week, and she was telling us that there's 2 directions that somebody can go with, trying to develop to get more people in. And in pro wrestling, a lot of them are choosing to be more dangerous. They're doing, jumping off a cage or doing wilder stunts that are more dangerous. And then the other idea is, well, let's just make our characters better and come up with better storylines and have better heels, as they call them, the bad guys, so that the faces, the good guys, are more heroic when they come in and stop them. And I think it applies to your career.
I love that.
Because, you've already proven you can take 2 dicks in the ass.
Exactly.
Now you can prove that you're an actress. And I saw the side of you yesterday that was amazing, in that I gave you what I wanted from the scene beforehand. I didn't give you a script. I gave you improvisational, the concept, what we're trying to do. And then you ran with it. And you really nailed it. So that should be your thing. And this brings me to my last question. You don't need to wait for companies to even do this with you, because you're starting to develop your own stuff and your own Snapchat, your own OnlyFans, and so on.
I'm actually launching a site this year that will have all my great content that you've never seen before all over the internet. So I'm really excited for my fans to see what I can really do.
Fantastic. Okay, so where do they get this? Right, for starters, where's your OnlyFans?
My OnlyFans, you can go to hollyishorny.com,
Nice.
and it'll link to my OnlyFans.
Okay.
And then my Twitter is Holly Hendrix with an underscore at the end.
So, and to get to this new website of yours, are they just going to keep going to hollyishorny.com? And
keep going to hollyishorny.com. You'll see a lot of updates that will go on my website. You'll see a lot of little clips that will be there. And then soon, in the matter of 2 months, I'll be launching my site. But all my little clips that will be there, my little teaser clips, they'll be on my OnlyFans. So if you want to see what my site's going to be like, go to my OnlyFans, hollyishorny.com.
There you go, everybody. Holly Hendrix. I'm personally guaranteeing you that this is going to be the year of Holly. This is going to be a humongous year for her, so go check her out.
I think so too, guys. Thank you so much for watching my filthy, disgusting porn. I love showing you guys what I can do with a cock, or 2 or 3 or 5. So don't stop watching. Don't stop following me. I love all of my Hollyholics.
There you go, Holly Hendrix.
Glenn, I got to tell you, she was delightful. And I hope that, as you said prior to the interview, that she can keep her act together, because, she really sounds like that's what she wants.
Absolutely. Like I said in the interview, I think this is going to be the year of Holly. So very exciting there. Next up, Jim. So I went out of the box a little bit on this next one. I ran into Rick Garcia. Rick is somebody who I have seen at every single party I've ever been to in the industry and every single big event. He takes pictures, and he's just the #1 photographer in the industry. So I grabbed him, pulled him aside. Now you got to understand, this is probably the first time he's been interviewed in his life. People don't use, they're paparazzi, right?
Right.
People don't grab the TMZ paparazzi and ask him for interviews. He's the pinnacle of adult paparazzi. So I had to sort of drag some answers out of him, but he's just got a wealth of knowledge and experience in the industry, and I thought he was great to talk to. Let's hear from him. All right, everybody. Glenn King back with another AVN interview, and this time it's somebody really spectacular.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the accepted industry leader in photography. He's the man that is sort of known as the world's greatest porn photographer.
Oh,
He's Rick Garcia. Rick Garcia.
I'm an old man with a camera, is what I am. And I have fun doing what I do.
You can find his work in many, many places, such as...
Well, basically right now, just on Twitter, Industry by Rick, and you can see usually most of my work on there. I primarily work for AVN now, so all the parties, all the events like the AVN Awards and Expo, you'll see a lot of photos there.
IndustryByRick.com.
Yes.
Okay. And your work is in AVN a lot.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
in the magazine, it's on the website. You know, probably 75% of the pictures people see on AVN came from you at one point or another.
Right.
You've been there for every big event that's happened in this industry for the last 30 years?
Wow, no. About 15.
15, okay.
15, yeah.
And how did you get started in this?
Well, funny story. I started out as a tattoo photographer only by chance. Everything I've done up to this point in my life, it's in this business and in photography, has been by chance. I never applied for a job. Started going to tattoo conventions. People saw my stuff, just by happy chance, and magazine hired me. I'm not a photographer. Okay, take my photos. Then I met some people in the music industry, so they asked me to come to their events. I had no idea what I was doing, but I started working for a music magazine. Again, I'm not a photographer. I'm just a guy with a camera. No formal training. And then I met people in the fetish industry. Say, hey, we're having a party. Want to take photos for us? Sure, why not? So from them I met people in the porn industry. I met Jeff Mullins. Come to the Heaven and Hell party, first time. That's where I started meeting people and started coming to more events. Then Steve Javers, who at the time was working for AVN, asked me to use my photos. Like, I'm not a photographer, but sure. So then I said, well, this is getting kind of heavy, So it just kept progressing, and I started getting more and more equipment, And I actually went to school about 5 years after I was.
Then you learned to be a photographer.
Yeah. So now it's to the point where I've worked for just about every production company and everything in the industry, and I just love what I do. I have such a good time. It's just a wonderful experience for me. I mean, let's face it, this business, there's so many things you can do, and people are so free, and it's the fun. I mean, the fans really don't understand how much work it is, for one thing.
Right.
But the fun comes with it. So I'm really blessed doing what I do.
All right, stories.
Oh, my gosh.
You've been there every time something crazy has happened. Do you remember any offhand, or you want me to throw out one for you? Because I think I remember one you were at.
Okay, give me one.
Weren't you there the night that War Machine went crazy and attacked us all at my party?
Yes, okay. I was there.
So that was, remember, it was my and Brooke's birthday party. Right. It was a combined thing. Right. What do you remember about that night?
Just, I'm so oblivious to things, and naive, I think. I mean, I've had photo shoots where the talent were had a few or something else, and I had no idea because they worked great, and then they come later and apologize. I'm sorry, I was under the influence. Like, what?
That happens.
You were okay. And in that particular party, again, I saw some commotion, and what happened? It was all over. I mean, it was over in an instant, but holy mackerel, man, that was insane.
It was not over in an instant. Well, it actually was amazingly a very long thing. So, did you meet War Machine before all that?
I've met just about everybody in the industry, and again, very fortunate to do
that night, when we first started, War Machine was very nice. Yeah. He actually got there before the party started and helped us set up balloons.
I believe I took photos of him and everyone that was there, and then I don't know if it's been such a long time in my memory. I'm an old guy, so. Yeah. But man, that was such a scary thing. And then the aftermath with,
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Well, it's funny. So there's a few things about that story because, our listeners may not be familiar with this, of course. So what happened was basically War Machine went outside, saw the girl that he considered to be his girlfriend, although he was grabbing every girl in the party.
Right.
Saw her talking to some other guy, walked over, punched her in the stomach, and then everyone tried to pull him off of her and stop that. And then Derek, the girl's agent, Derek Hay, went out there to say, it was probably something like, "That's my girl. Only I get to hit her."
Right.
That's just kidding, people. That's not exactly what we heard. But then War Machine, when I got out there, War Machine was like pacing back and forth with his fists clenched, ready to kill us. And we were all, everyone was just saying, "Hey, calm down. Nobody wants any trouble here. Let's just try to relax the situation." And then I looked to my right and got hit in the face. All of a sudden, bam, I got hit in the face. And then it's like, but before I could even, I think he was double punching people. And I had either was drunk enough to crouch, or I had taken about 8 years of karate lessons by that point. So the instincts I have are about how to fall and how to get hit. So I remember sort of taking the first blow and crouching. But then, this is the part you should remember, is that he got angry at Derek, and he chased Derek all throughout the parking lot behind the dumpster. He would hit Derek. Derek would fall down. Derek would get back up, start running again, and then he would. You don't remember?
No,
okay.
My memory again is bad.
Yeah, that's
was
okay.
Porno Dan kind of involved in that?
Not that one.
Okay, see, that's what I'm
now.
probably
Porno
confused.
Dan,
Yeah.
X-Biz Awards.
Okay.
He got into a fight with the guy. He had a bunch of tattoos. So there was a guy that Veronica Rain had brought into the business, and I can't remember his name now, but he was really the guy who enjoyed cocaine.
Oh.
And he got crazy at the X-Biz party, and him and Dan got into it. And this guy had just gotten out of prison, but my understanding was that Dan actually won the fight on that one, of all things.
Don't underestimate Dan. He's pretty put together pretty well. I've seen him in action. So
he does work out a lot, and
does.
He's also wily.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit for being smart enough to use underhanded tactics.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if he just kicked him in the nuts or something.
Right.
All right, we're going to run out of time in this little interview here, and I know you got stuff to do. So, all right, so who's the favorite? What's your favorite pictures that you've ever taken? Do you have anybody that stands out that you go, man, she was just amazing to take pictures of?
There are so many.
Yeah.
Again, the women, the talent in this industry, you would think, man, she should be in mainstream, or he should be in mainstream. Not only their looks, but their talent as well. When they're doing a feature, they're just like professionals, Again, I'm so lucky to work with these people. But you got I don't even know where to begin.
I'm not letting you off the hook. You got to throw out some names. You don't have to narrow it down to one.
I love Honey Gold.
There you go.
I love Misty Stone.
Yes,
she cannot take a bad photo.
Going into the Hall of Fame this year.
Romy Rain.
Yes, beautiful.
In fact, I'm going to work with her this afternoon. We're going to have some fun.
Yep.
Come on, Phoenix Marie.
Phoenix Marie's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. The list is endless, really. It's just a great business to be in.
There you go. That's some good names. All right, everybody, go check out Rick's work. Just go to avn.com. You can see all his photography. Or you go to...
On Twitter. I don't have a website. So, Twitter.
Industry by Rick.
Correct.
Go follow him. How many followers do you think you have? You even track?
Just a couple, but 75,000 so
75,000. Okay, that's about as much as any male in our industry has. So go
The problem
follow.
is about 74,000 of those think I'm a woman.
I get those marriage proposals on Instagram constantly. Whenever I put it, like yesterday, I put up 12 pictures of me and different girls.
Yeah.
And then every guy in Kazakhstan sees it and goes, "You are beautiful. I wish to marry you and kiss you."
Quick story.
Yeah.
I had a guy from Dubai. Same thing. He wanted to bring me over and take care of me. And I go, "Sir, I'm a guy. That's okay, my friend."
That's okay, my friend.
Oh, boy.
All right. There you go. The Rick Garcia, Industry by Rick, everybody. Thank you, Rick.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
That party story was pretty funny. I wish I could have been there for that. But, he's got a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was really, really glad to talk to him. And we talked in the story about Evan Stone being at the party. And I saw Evan yesterday. We're going to bring him on the podcast pretty soon and get him to tell his version of what happened at the party as well. So, Jim, I've been walking around the AVN show all week this week, meeting all kinds of new people. And whenever somebody meets me in person, they realize how old I am. I think I look younger in pictures than I actually do in real life. And then they inevitably ask me, hey, well, wait a minute, at your age, how do you do it? You perform in adult videos, and then the question comes up, well, what do you use in terms of ED pills, erectile dysfunction pills? These are tools of the trade, not just in the adult industry, but for anyone who likes to have sex. You never want to disappoint your girl. And I tell them, and this is the God honest truth, not just pitching this, I use Blue Chew, and that is from bluechew.com. That's blue, like the color blue. So they bring you the first chewable. It's a pill that's chewable. It tastes cherry flavored, I think. I mean, I eat them. I just am not totally sure of the flavor, but it's like a candy type thing. And it's the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. In other words, people use the term generic. You can take them anytime, and they're chewable, so they actually work a lot faster than the pill that you swallow. Blue Chew, prescribed online, so you do not have to go to your doctor anymore and explain why you feel like you need a pill that makes your dick harder. You're just going to go to their website and type in a little box that I need a pill that makes my dick harder, and a doctor's going to review it, and bam, they send you the stuff, so you don't have to go. Not only do you not have to go to the doctor, you don't have to go to the pharmacy. That was, for me, always sort of the awkward part. They're made in the United States, so it's not one of these dealios where you're buying stuff from India or Canada or somewhere else. It's made in the United States, and it ships right to you. It comes in a very discreet, I got mine right here. It's like a little packet that comes, and then the little pill, each pill comes in a packet that looks like a baby wipe, or not a baby wipe, or a wet wipe package. So they're cheaper than a pharmacy. They ship directly to you. They work fast. I mean, what else do you need to know? It's great stuff. Visit bluechew.com. So there's just no reason not to try this at all, because using my promo code, you're going to get to try this for free. And the promo code is ADULT, ADULT. You do have to pay $5 shipping, and then they'll send you your first order for free. You can try it out. You'll see that I preach gospel. I'm a straight shooter. Try this, and you will see that Blue Chew works. Blue Chew, cheaper, faster, better, awesomer, and we really thank them for sponsoring the podcast. Next up, Jim, is someone who I had not met before this week. Her name is Fit Sid. Really interesting, because she was a BBW, I believe, somebody who, big, beautiful woman. So I think she said she was well over 200 pounds at one point, and then started documenting her journey into fitness. And now, her body looks amazing with her big boobs and big butt, but toned down and looking fantastic. So let's get to know Fit Sid. Okay, everybody, Glenn King back with another hottie here for an interview. And this time I'm with Fit Sid. She is relatively new in the business, but quite beautiful. Big boobs and a big butt, too. So all the things we like in a girl. Hi, Fit Sid.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, so I call you Sid or Fit Sid?
So people call me Sid, but my name on the internet is Fit Sid. It's always been that, because I was originally in the fitness industry. So it's like innocent fitness girl gone bad type of situation. Innocent fitness girl gone bad. I like that. So what were you in the fitness? You were a trainer? So I'm a certified personal trainer, but I was in college and I was an exercise and wellness major. I was just documenting my weight loss journey, because I used to be 233 pounds. So with that, I just developed the nickname Fit Sid because I lost weight. And then, I've been doing that for a while, and I jumped into this. So I was really innocent in the beginning, and, started showing my body off.
Yeah, so you're relatively new in the industry then. Yeah. And what do you specialize in?
So I'm so new that the first 3 months, all I did was my Snapchat. And in the beginning, it was so scary to do lingerie and stuff. Yeah. And now I'm just now getting into co-ed, so I'm going to be doing my first times for everything. Ooh. And that's coming very soon. Usually, I'm thinking by March I'll have filmed it. I have to get the guts and the courage, But it'll be first blowjob, first threesome, maybe a gangbang, that kind of fun stuff. But right now I have my Snap, my OnlyFans. It's mostly solo, but occasionally I bring in some random stranger off Tinder. And I give them a good time. So we had Karma RX on the podcast a few weeks ago, and she talked about how she went a different route than people have gotten in the industry, in that first she built up her brand on social media to the point where she had thousands of fans, and then walked into porn companies and said, would you like to shoot me? I can bring my legion of fans with me. And now she was XBiz Newcomer of the Year. Right.
So is that kind of what you're looking at as your path to the industry?
It definitely is, and that's how I did start. So I have 2.4 million followers on Snapchat, my public one. So with that account, it's super easy for me to, everyone wants to see me with my clothes off, but they don't get to because guess what? Terms of service. So on my website, I link to it on Snapchat, and then they can see a little bit of a glimpse, and then if they pay for my content, they get to see more. But with that, I built up a following in the fitness industry about my body, but I was always wearing like a sports bra, a thong, and then they're always curious to see more. So I've kind of built that up with Snapchat. I have my first Instagram account got disabled because of the industry I'm in. Now it had over 100,000 followers. Then that got deleted. My backup has 55,000. So,
wow.
I've definitely built it up by being a fitness girl, and then people are like, wow, like I want to see what she looks like without all of that in the exclusive aspect. So
that's great.
Why I try to keep it a little more exclusive.
All right, one more question for you then. Who at the show are you mad at, or who do you love?
I can tell you right now, this is my first show.
Yes.
And I can say there's a couple people here that I've already met that are very, very nice. And there are a couple people that I tried to talk to and they walked away from me, didn't even say hi. And I was very put off by that because I was like, is it, did I do something wrong? I'm pretty sure I was smiling at you, but people have anxiety. So I have to give them a little bit of a, can't get too mad, but we'll see what happens.
Don't get too mad. It actually is that a lot of people are kind of blind and they don't want to wear their glasses at the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this girl shook my hand. Oh. And then she walked away. So
wouldn't be mad at her.
It was one of those moments where I was like, yeah, you're kind of a bitch, but it's okay. I'll give you a hug later.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, tell everybody where they can find you then, because a lot of people are going to want to check you out.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to check me out, I'm a thick white girl, and you can go to fitsid, FITSID.com, or you can just Google me and you'll find a million things, because I have YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams, and then I obviously have my site, and I'll be on Pornhub pretty soon. So,
ooh, good.
Yeah,
that's gonna work out well for you.
Yeah.
Would you say you're a POG? Is that a good term to use or no?
What is a POG? Explain that to me.
Okay, that's fat ass white girl, but it's with a P.
So it's PH.
Exactly. So a lot of girls were calling themselves that for a while, but I'm so old, I don't know if terms are current anymore.
I mean, I'm so bad with the terms and everything. All I can say is I have 36 triple Ds. So, and they're all natural. Everything about me is natural. Never had anything done.
And how big is your butt, though?
I don't know. I've never measured it. You can see.
Holy moly. I'm looking at it, and I am kind of an expert on the subject, so I'm going to say that's about 46 inches or so, maybe 47.
So, yeah, and it's all natural.
Nice.
Nice to grab, so.
All right, there you go, everybody. Fit Sid. Go check her out.
Glenn, it seems like she's using the template that Karma RX did, which was go to Instagram and social media, build that empire, and then make herself incredibly marketable from that standpoint to agents and to studios who want to shoot her.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye out. You're going to be seeing a lot more of Fit Sid. Next up, Jim, is Liv Revamped. Liv is one of the people I love in the business. She's got this incredible, sexy, curly hair, which is just one of the things I'm just always attracted to. She played my stepdaughter in a scene last year or the year before, and I don't know why we haven't shot another one yet, because I really want to get back together with her. She's also feisty and outspoken and a lot of fun to talk to always. So let's hear what's going on with Liv Revamped. Okay, peeps, we are now here with one of my all-time faves in the industry, sexy, hottie, cutie, Liv Revamped.
Hello.
Okay, Liv, what are you most proud of this year as we go into award season?
Well, this year is my first ever AVN nomination, and I am nominated for Best Foreign Shot Anal Scene.
Wow.
So I'm quite proud of that.
Fantastic. So that's really good. And then what have you been up to lately? I know you've been back to Europe quite a bit this year.
2018, I spent 5 months out of the year in Europe. So they love me over there. I plan on going back in April.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm actually going to try to focus more on my own content, because I'm trying to build, I'm trying to create a new production that focuses on mixed and ethnic performers. And I just want to create a better platform and kind of erase the stigma that surrounds girls that are mixed and ethnic.
Okay. So that Well, all right. First, let me ask you, where's the website that people need to be going to checking this shit out? Do you have it yet?
Well, I have my personal website, livrevamped.com. I have not yet created my new website yet for my new project, but that is definitely still in the works. And, you know, I just want to try to get as many girls that, you know, share my vision.
Okay, so here's the thing. You have the sexiest hair in all of porn, but companies want you to straighten it to look less ethnic.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because you are a straight shooter.
I don't like it.
The real talk.
I mean, I personally won't let a company straighten my hair unless, for example, I'll work with the same company maybe 3, 4, 5 times in like a month. Maybe around like the 6th, 7th time, we'll switch it up,
yeah,
you know?
That makes sense.
To diversify myself.
Yeah.
But when someone purposely tries to gentrify me or make me look whiter, then I have a problem and I don't like to do it.
That's not cool.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question for you. Who are you mad at these days?
No one.
What? No, come on now. You always have a fight going on with somebody on Twitter.
Wait, like who? I don't fight people on Twitter.
For example, Julie Cash.
Oh, she thinks I'm racist to white people. But I mean, I was just talking about how girls that are ethnic need to be recognized more, and she thought I was saying that I am racist to white people. So I'm like, if you really think I'm racist to white people because I'm trying to build a bigger platform for girls like myself, that's a personal problem.
Okay. I'm not trying to start shit between you and Julie because I love Julie and I love you. And if I got 2 girls in the same room together, you would probably become besties anyway. So.
Well, I mean, we used to be with the same agency and we used to be cordial with one another. Why she decided to target me, I don't understand. But, you know, I would like to reconcile and get over it. Like,
absolutely.
It's just porn. It's just bullshit.
Yeah. You're good. You know, I just think one of the great things about you is that when something's bugging you, you don't stay quiet about it. You let people know and then you work things out.
Exactly. If I have an issue, I am very vocal, which, you know, could be a flaw, whatever. I'll live with it. But no, that's the thing. I don't believe in, you know, saying things behind people's backs or being underhanded or malicious. It's like, if I have an issue, I'd rather address it so we can either fix it or we just move on.
There you go. All right, Liv Revamped, what's your social media? Where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Revamped Life with a Y, not an I. I just recently found out if you type it correctly, you go to a church page. So don't do that. That's definitely not me. And you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow my public backup page at Revamped Live Official, or you can follow my personal private page, which is bish.izbak, which just means, if you say it out loud, Bish is back.
There you go. Liv Revamped, everybody.
Thank you.
It's always good to find out about conflicts in the industry, and thank God this one didn't get out of hand, because that could have been bad news, you know.
Those two, yeah, I don't want to see a scrap between those two. Julie's a lot bigger than Liv, but Liv is a pretty tough fighter, so I don't know who to won. Next up is Nadia Valentine. Jim, Nadia Valentine is transgendered. She is also a female domination producer. She's fantastic. I've known her for a few years now, and I got to say, she actually gets more beautiful every time I see her. I'm surprised I don't hear her name mentioned when people talk about how beautiful some of the transgenders in our business are. And I do want to say one thing about transgenders. I had an interesting discussion the other day about, you know, the ban on transgenders in the military. I have a friend who did 8 years on submarines, and one of his cohorts on the submarine was transgendered. And I said, did this cause a problem for you and the other submarine mates? And he said, when you're on a submarine for 8 years with somebody, or for years, and you're underwater, you just get to know everybody and you become a family. And he said, having a transgendered with us did the opposite. It didn't cause any problems with us. It just made us realize that everyone has their own way of being a great person, and that you don't judge people. So I don't think I agree with the military ban about transgenders. And more importantly, great little conversation, a short one, but a great one with Nadia Valentine. Okay, I'm here with Nadia Valentine, guys, who I've known for quite a few years now. And she also produces femdom videos like myself. Nadia, what's your website?
ValentineNetwork.com.
And what kind of scenes are on there?
It's basically femdom, but in television show format. So you can binge watch seasons of The Big Wimp Theory.
Yeah.
You know, has a laugh track, and it's like a sitcom. It's really funny. And there's also some lesbian domination and some wet and messy pie throwing, bikini girl pie fight stuff. So
of course there is, yes.
Whatever kind of show you want to watch, you can go ahead and binge watch. Usually 8 episodes per season.
Okay, absolutely. And what's your social media so people can look you up on Twitter? And
it's either Nadia Valentine or Nadia Valentine 1, because I couldn't get Nadia Valentine without the 1 after.
Of course. Yeah, people grab everything. All right, well, there you go. Nadia Valentine, go check out her stuff. And I know, by the way, that seasonal idea is a great idea. That might be the future of the industry. So there you go, everybody. Nadia Valentine.
Pie throwing, huh? All right, well, you know.
Right.
Ever since the Three Stooges, I've always been a big pie throwing fan. So next time up, we need to get more information about that one.
You bet. Pie throwing is a legitimate fetish. It's real. So next up, this is our last interview of this podcast. Somebody special to me. So this is Kimberly Chi. Now, I, having been in the industry for 17 years, am immune to pretty much all of the flirtations of the talents, okay? But Kimberly, I shot a couple of years ago. She has a way of gazing into your soul. It's the only way I can explain it. And she also has a way of sort of getting inside your head, whether it's through just sending you pictures or texting you in a sexy way or calling you. Then we did the scene. She was fantastic. So after the scene, she pulled me aside and basically threw me on the bed and pulled my cock out and just gave me some of the most incredible, most intense, passionate sex of my life. It's something that is going to stick with me forever. And so she'll always be special to me. And I need to shoot her again soon. But you can kind of hear it as we did the interview, because she started gazing into my eyes and doing that soul gaze thing again and rubbing up against me. And I started getting really distracted as we were trying to do the interview. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully it still comes out okay, but don't expect me to have actually paid attention to what she said in the interview. Here we go. All right, everybody. Glenn King back here with another interview, and this one's perfect because, okay, first off, it's one of my favorite people in the whole world. She's so incredibly sexy and sexual, and this is what we need more of in the industry is women who drip sexuality. Like,
yes.
We had them, and then we don't anymore.
Yes, chemistry is really, really important in this industry. I feel like we have to have a connection.
Yeah.
Either if it's mentally or emotionally, it's really important to balance that between the two.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that builds more arousal. It builds more of a connection. Yeah, so...
You know what? It's like, okay.
Awesome.
And by the way, this is Kimberly Chi that we're with, everybody. Kimberly Chi that you can find at...
yes, I don't know if you guys realize my giggle.
Kimberly Chi
yeah,
3 is her Instagram and Twitter and everything. Okay, and KimberlyChiXXX.com. Okay, but getting back to the example. Okay, so I used to take karate classes, and there were like 20% of the people in the class, or say 80% of the people in the class would show up and act like they dragged themselves in there and that they had to be there. 20% were like me going like, yes, I'm here because I want to be here.
Yeah, and you're mentally
and I can't wait to do whatever we're going to do today.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's wrong with porn a little bit these days, is that we used to have more girls who, when they onset, whatever, they were sexual people. They let the sexuality flow through them, and then it came out in all their scenes.
Yeah.
Kimberly, who, shame on me, I've only shot once, is one of those girls, and she's so fucking hot because of that sexuality. So, why? Oh, so all right, I got to go back a second before I get into that question.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for him to focus right now. He's just looking at this tiny, petite body that's just so warm and so tan, and like my titties are just kind of like peeping out of my top right now, and it's just so hard for him not to touch me.
She always does this to me. She's done it to me for years.
His mouth is like wide open. He's just like, oh my god, I can just
in person, via text, via Snapchat, and then she raped me at the end of one of my scenes.
Yeah,
I love this girl.
We should have recorded that.
Yeah, we really
I
should
couldn't
have.
help it. You know, it's just the way he was molesting me with his eyes, and right there, that's a connection right there.
Yeah.
That's what builds happiness, and also it's all about the chi and the jing. You know, and that involves chemistry and body language. Body language is really important when it comes up to having sex, because we kind of read each other's vibes and we know mentally what we're connected to and how comfortable we feel being together, you know, and that's what we felt. And we totally, like, really felt each other's energy, and I was like, oh my god, he likes to be choked? All right, let me choke him a little bit. Like,
yeah, you are so real, and that's what I love about you. Like, you really do let things flow through you.
Thank you.
Okay, but I have to get the other side, because we did interview Holly Hendrix about an hour ago.
Yeah.
We heard about the Exotica picture.
Oh my god, here we go.
So let's understand your side of that story. What happened?
Oh my god, so what had happened was we decided to take a picture together, and I thought that, you know, this is just a personal picture that we were going to take, you know, which is specifically only for, like, OnlyFans or, you know, her personal Snapchat subscription or something like that, you know, but I don't know, we just took a picture, and of course, you know me, I can't stop showing my goodies.
Her butthole, she means, which is like one of the prettiest things you'll ever see. It's like a work of art.
Yes, I call it my goodies, man, and yeah, I showed my goodies a little bit, and it was just a quick, you know, peekaboo, you know, and that's it, you know, like I just flashed it, that's it, and I guess like it went viral because there was like one person that caught it, and he kept it for himself, and she also kept it for herself, but she posted it on Snapchat, and one of the fans had like actually copied it from Snapchat, and then posted it on Twitter, but supposedly like tagged all the companies. For some reasons, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, it doesn't sound logical.
Especially if you're on like a premium Snapchat or OnlyFans, there should be some rules and regulations when it comes up to that.
Yeah.
You know, because that's disrespectful to the performer that's actually trying to make money on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what she's trying to profit on, right?
Yeah, right.
But for some apparent reason, one of her fans actually had posted one of the photos and tagged all the companies, and they found out, and they banned us, and yeah.
So you got kicked out of Exotica.
Yeah.
But you're able to go back now, right?
Oh yes, I'm able to go back now, which is a good thing. Yeah, we both are, even though we're both kind of young and reckless.
And you haven't been kicked out of anywhere else, so.
Oh no. Yeah, I've been a good girl. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to wear a little bit more clothing, even though I don't really like to wear any. But yeah, just for respect for the companies and everything, because I do have respect for everyone, and I want to make sure that, you know, I do what they tell me to do, which is obey their commands. But yeah, so.
All right, so.
But we're still good friends, you know. Like, even though like that happened and stuff, we're still good friends. We never got mad at each other because of that.
She said she loves you. I shot her in a scene yesterday.
Yeah, and we totally understand.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And I don't think I would ever let that happen. You know, like I'm not the type of person that would be in any drama or anything like that.
It's a funny thing. I just think it's funny to look at.
Yeah, I think, dude, it was. Like, I was like, wow, that's crazy, you know?
All right, so the other thing that my listeners need to understand is that you are very entertaining in your travels.
Yes.
You know, because you're not just out there doing the I visited the volcano tourist thing with the tour group.
I'm actually like just this horny girl that's constantly always thinking about sex. Yeah. And constantly always trying to do something out of the norm, you know, because I've always watched porn ever since I was a little girl. But what really inspired me is seeing girls do just these fun, adventurous, like, sex things that they like to do, which is, like, using toys and, like, actually doing things differently, which is, like, they'll like, use food, you know, so we involve food fetish, and, like, we'll, like, be eating at the dinner table, but, like, we'll be wearing skirts underneath, and, like, as we're done, like, eating our desserts, we're eating off of each other's lips, because I'm a messy eater. Sometimes I'll have, like, some cream on my lips, and I'll forget, you know? And then my girlfriend will be like, oh my god, there's some cream on your lips. I'm like, oh, are you hungry? So she'll, like, eat it off of me and stuff, and we'll do, like, some fun stuff like that. Or, like, we'll do, like, some fun adventurous stuff where we're off in the wilderness, like, you know, next to the waterfalls, like, in the water. And then next thing you know, we're just, like, on this, like, hot rock having sex and, like, eating each other's pussies and stuff. And yeah, that's what's one of the things that really inspired me. So I was like, you know what? might as well just travel and involve that with like the things that I love to do intimately with like my friends in my personal life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should share my personal experiences with other people as well.
Yeah.
So they can kind of get the feel of how I am in my personal life.
Yeah.
And then me on camera. And those things are very similar in a way.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of my fans want to see me in reality, and I think they want to see my fantasies too.
Yeah.
So I got to like bring my fantasies to life for them.
And this is on your premium Snapchat that they can see this, right?
Some is on my OnlyFans. Some are like 40-minute clips. That I didn't even realize that it was that long because like I was so into it, you know. And some is on my website.
Okay. KimberlyChiXXX.com.
Yes. And I'm actually going to have a new mini-vids video.
Great.
So I'm going to be doing that soon. So that's going to probably be out within like 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Great.
I just got to send all the footage to my webmaster and get that all situated.
And you're going for like 5 months at a time these days or something crazy.
Oh,
like, you're spending a lot of time traveling the world and just experiencing yourself. And I think the other thing people need to know is that if you watch these videos, you'll learn about how to balance your yin and your yang, your emotional.
Yeah, and like I noticed that with my breathing because like when my girlfriend eats me out, she's so damn good, and I want to last. I want to I want to build up my cum for her. So as I was reading on that, I had read I had to practice my breathing exercises, and actually breathing her in me. We breathe each other in. I'll tell her blow blow some air in my mouth so I can breathe you in. So I'll breathe her in, and then she'll breathe me in, and then we start to feel connected, and then when she starts doing that, we start doing that when we eat each other out. She'll read me just by me eating her out. She'll do the same thing, and then we start to feel connected together. Yeah, especially when we start feeling our fingers in each other and stuff too, which is perfect. I love feeling connected in that way, and being able to last and to be able to build a more mental connection. Because I feel when you're doing that, you just feel amazing, and you know what to do and when to do the right things to each other. Because I feel when we have sex, we shouldn't just have sex and just come. We should actually really get intimately involved. First start off with kissing each other, and then caressing each other, and then next thing you know, start nibbling on each other's nipples, and then just starting off.
Well, I mean, it's funny because somebody asked me the other day why I said I like having sex on camera more than off camera.
Yeah.
How crazy of a thing to say, right?
Yeah.
But the answer is because I can play a role when I'm on camera. I can become a character, and I can get into a headspace that's different from being with a lover, which... there is when you have a really good lover and you can get into each other's heads, you're comfortable with each other. You can reach that point.
Yeah.
But also you can get there if you both signed a piece of paper that says you're doing this for the money and you're not doing it to try to worry about pleasing the other person so much.
Yeah, and that's what I actually learned in the industry. Is trying all these different positions and and that's the thing. In each scene we have a 5-minute scene of doing different positions and exploring each and every part of our bodies, and that's really important. I feel we should get connected to each part of our body. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you start off with first. It's all about getting connected, and I feel that's really important. And that's what I learned. I started learning how to please other people more, being in the industry.
Yeah.
And I started finding out things about myself that I didn't even realize that I liked. And I was wow, I didn't realize that I liked double penetration, and I've never done that before. And I'm learning how to do it with toys, but I haven't really done it in my personal life. But I know that when it does come down to that moment, I think I will. I know I will actually. But I'm just kind of nervous because I'm always shy like that. When it comes to new things, I get shy. But then I open myself up, and then when I open myself up, I'm all in. Yeah.
All right, everybody. It's Kimberly Chi. She is a unique performer, a special performer. She's someone I hope everyone gets to experience. She's somebody I love and I want to smoke out with sometime soon. This is the person I want to smoke out and have tantric sex with more than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Go check her out. It's not don't just get a video of hers. You need to go to her website. or her OnlyFans and actually sort of understand her. Because it's not, it's better. It's not just a double penetration physical act. It's a special performance. So everybody go check her out again. That is Kimberly Chi 3, and that's with a Y and an I. So KIMBERLYCHI.
Yep.
All right, Kimberly Chi.
Thank you.
Well, Glenn, I tell you, that's what a jam-packed show we've had today. And, if you're not one of the over 35,000 people who have yet subscribed to the podcast, shame on you. Just shame.
Yeah.
All right. But you have a chance. All you have to do is go to iTunes, because we are part of the Apple Podcast family, and go to Google Play because we're part of the Google Podcast family, part of Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, as well as iHeartRadio and TuneIn Radio, to name a very few. So all you have to do is search us. That would be, of course, Let's Talk Adult with Glenn King and Jim Williams. That's Let's Talk Adult with Glenn King and Jim Williams. And hit the favorite button or the subscribe button, and each week you'll get a brand new edition of the podcast sent to your tablet, to your telephone, or to both. Okay? So go out there and do that today. Glenn, I got to tell you, you have rocked the world today with all the people that you got going back for more. And give us a little hint about what's going on out at AVN and what you've got planned.
Yeah, this was only the beginning. I have a lot more content that I got to put into at least 2 more podcasts here. I'll just read you the list of other names that we've already interviewed. Christy Love, Sammy Six, Alexis Monroe, Nikki Delano, Astro Domina, Lance Hart, Sarah J., Brenna Sparks, Naomi Starr, Ariel Aquinas, Chanel Hart, and Gia Vendetti, Karma RX, Samantha Mack, Leah Falcon, Allison Ray, Eve Patel, and Tia Kai. So that's a lot of interviews.
I was going to say, who didn't you interview? That's amazing.
There were so many great people on the floor, and I'm so glad I got to talk to all of them. And some of them were people that I've never met before that I've always wanted to meet, like Samantha Mack and her huge boobs, who was a real thrill.
Let's talk a little bit about etiquette, because I know that's very important, and you can get a lot of things done well if you attend the event, and you can also be thrown out of the event pretty easily by not doing the right thing. So give us a little etiquette there.
Absolutely.
And this probably works for everything.
Yeah, so if you're listening to the podcast, which we hope is going to come out on the Saturday of AVN, and so you can still get down there and check it out. Just a couple things you should know. In years past, things were wild, but they've put a real emphasis on protecting the performers from undue harassment. And listen, the performers love meeting their fans. They like squeezing their fans and hugging their fans. Many of them do, at least. But it's really important in the age of consent and Me Too to make sure that the performer is okay with it. So before you hug her, just say, hey, is it okay if I give you a hug? And is it, can I squeeze your butt? If you're going to try to squeeze her butt, ask her first. Maybe make a compliment her nice butt before you try something like that, because otherwise you're going to get thrown out. And poor Ron Jeremy can't even get in to the show this year. He's been banned from coming, and security was talking about how they're going to make sure he doesn't get in, and that's for being too gropey. So if Ron Jeremy can be banned for being too gropey, so can you. So everybody be careful when you go out there. But other than that, really just, now that that's said, again, I'll remind you, they love meeting their fans. Every single performer I've ever talked to loves meeting their fans. So get out there, meet them, just be polite, and you will have an incredible time.
Cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Let's Talk Adult with the man himself, Glenn King. He's proven today why he is the king. And myself, Jim Williams. For the team
Jim Williams
here well, that's very kind. For the team here at Let's Talk Adult, we will see you next week with a jam-packed show from all those interviews at AVN that Glenn is working on. Pray for the guy. He's got a tough job. Somebody out there's got to do it.
Working hard for the team.
Working hard for the team. See you next week, folks. Go Cowboys.